One of the things the city does to support artists and creative folks is they put their money where our mouth is on calling us Music City. The Arts Council has programs for visual artists and other artists to help them build financial viability around what they're doing. We also have a housing program at Ryman Lofts over here by the river that supports budding artists. And so our next speaker, Kate Tucker, is one of the beneficiaries of that. This enables her to focus on her art and do what matters. Focus on films, focus on music. So please welcome Kate Tucker.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I usually come out with a guitar and like a band, and certainly not a PowerPoint. So the slides that will inevitably display themselves will probably have nothing to do with what I'm saying at the moment. But we'll get through. We'll get through. So I was asked by Tom to speak about who gave me my first big break, and just tell the story of that. And the first thing that crossed my mind was, well, I'm not sure that I've had the big break yet. But the next thing that crossed my mind was I couldn't put my finger on any one specific person because I felt so blessed. I felt like I've been given so many opportunities along the way to be where I am right now. And I really felt like that all began when I moved to Nashville. So I thought, the person or the experience I had, the thing that was my big break was actually the whole community of Nashville coming up around and kind of being exactly who you are and supporting independent artists and being the amazing music community that you are. So my big break was not something that you would call a quantifiable, measurable success. We might not all agree upon what exactly it was, but what I do know that the city of Nashville has given me and being part of this community has given me is an answer to a question that I've been asking for a very long time. And that question is, what am I doing and why am I doing it? And I still ask myself that question. I don't know if any of you ever ask yourself that question in a circumstance, maybe when you're stuck in our traffic or something like that. But basically, for a long time, people would ask me, why do you play music? Why do you, and it was, I saw Amy Grant when I was in third grade, and it was like, no turning back, I had to be on stage, or whatever it might be. But I really wasn't sure that I was in the right place. And every time I would come up against a challenge, I would wonder, is this because I should be doing something else? I mean, I got straight A's, maybe I should be a lawyer. Something like that. But luckily, over time being here, I got the answer to that question. And it came through the beginning of something that I did 2 years ago with my band, Kate Tucker and the Sons of Sweden. And we did a Kickstarter to make a record called The Shape, the Color, the Feel. And basically, we wanted to put out a record on vinyl, and we wanted to give our fans an opportunity to sort of become part of that project because, for one thing, I'd already done a Kickstarter before and I didn't want to go back and be like, hey, can you give me some more funds to make my next record? And secondly, because I really wanted to test what the integrity of a song might be. Like when you put a song on the radio, you throw it out there, and you have no idea, what somebody's going to feel, what they're going to think when they hear it, or what they're going to do when they listen to it. And basically, I felt like if we used our songs as a resource and we leveraged them creatively, then we could test the limits of a song and of collaboration by basically inviting other people to come in and make an artistic expression around that song. So we brought 10 filmmakers in. We made 13 music videos, 2 short films, and a documentary that's still in editing right now, but that features kind of the community and the experience that came up around that record in order to, 1, throw a big old party, and 2, run a successful Kickstarter campaign because we just wanted to do something exciting that would get people involved. I know for sure that we would not have been able to do that if not for being right here in Nashville. I know for sure that the amazing community of artists who came up around that I'm going to skip this slide because I don't know. These are just my records anyway. We made these amazing visual pieces of art. This was an art exhibit that premiered here in Nashville by actually a New York artist named Jessie English. She was given a song, each song on the record before it was even out, and she went out on a photo journey and made an interpretation of that in her own way. We gave up our creative control entirely. So that was the way that we leveraged our songs. We said, you know what, you take it, you make it what you see. And we believe that the integrity of who we are and what we're trying to say is going to kind of sustain us through that. And actually, it'll be better if we do it together. So I did that. It was amazing, and I will never have another experience like that in my life. We went out on the road. We went on a tour that was kind of a U.S. tour on the record, and my band was so relieved because they were like, yo, you know, when do we get to play music instead of like do video shoots and stuff? And there was a moment that I got up on stage, and it was toward the end of the tour, and I had been asking myself this question, and I don't know why, but it was just popping into my head when I would get on stage, and it was like, so yeah, why do you really need to be up here anyway? And the answer would usually be like, well, because like it's awesome and we're fun and everybody likes that one song, or like, you know, it's good, it's a good thing to do. I love it more than anything. But this time, toward the end, the answer came back to me, I don't need to be up here. And I became terrified because I thought, oh, little heart of mine, does this mean it's the end of the road for me? Is this the end of my dream? You know, my dream to be an artist. And I took that with me, and we came back from the tour, and we were all a little burned out, as one is at the end of a tour at times. But this one was especially difficult because for me, I had worn so many hats, and I had really kind of done a lot of things that maybe most artists shouldn't do necessarily, but I also am so thankful that I got to do that because I think I have so much more appreciation for the different roles that exist within a team. We didn't have a manager, we didn't have a label, we had a lot of moving parts. We had a music video premiere every month. Basically, I came back from that feeling like, what am I doing and why am I even doing this? And with the help of my community here and a really devoted team, most of them women here in Nashville, I really got back to what it is, the whole reason that I do this in the first place, and that is that music, this is gonna sound so cliche and I'm sorry, but get ready. Music is its own reward. It really is. And I really leaned into that, and I kind of stripped it back, and I spent 2 years writing. I spent a lot of time volunteering with Musicians on Call, which is an amazing organization here. Hopefully some of you guys are involved in that, and if you're not, you should look it up. Basically, I went through hospital rooms. My main place was Vanderbilt, ICU and trauma, and I would sing for the patients there. And often it was just singing for the family because people were in comas. So at that time, I was co-writing a lot more, and I wrote this song with Kenny Childress. His name, it was called Emergency Medical. And I really had no idea that at that point I was going to, we wrote the song, we freaked ourselves out. We're like, this is sad and beautiful, and neither of us has ever heard a story like what we just wrote. And I had no idea that this whole experience of writing and leaning into music as a healing mode, as a healing art, was about to prepare me for the phone call I was going to get, where I had to go up to Ohio and go into the emergency room where my mother was and hold her hand when she took her last breath. So, the thing is, the answer to that question, what am I doing? I'm living a life in music. And why? Because I need it. Because we all need it. Because all of us in this room, all of you powerful, beautiful people who make this possible for this incredible community to grow up and foster artists like myself and so many of you here as well, it's because music is this amazing gift that we use to get through life, and we use to become alive. And I realized that the thing that matters to me most, and I think it was through that Kickstarter project, The Shape, the Color, the Feel, which this is one of the directors. Like I said, I went way off. This is the Kickstarter project. What I learned from the Nashville community was that basically music is this healing art. Music is how we connect. We need each other. We can't do this alone. And music makes us feel more alive. And God only knows right now when we need more healing and hope than maybe any of us have experienced, and at least in our lifetimes with what's happening in the world. I think we have this great opportunity to grow a strong community of healers and of inspirers and of creators. And it doesn't matter if you're an artist and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm too old, or I missed this, or my team says I should do that, but I want to do this, or, we worry about a lot of things as artists. But the thing is, like, are you alive? Do you feel alive? Is somebody else listening to what you're doing, and is it resonating? Are you being vulnerable? Are you being honest and true? Would someone believe you if you stepped on the stage and played your song? That is all that matters. That is all that we have. This is our life. It's very exciting to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you.